When Shanta Lucius got the call that her children had been involved in an accident, she showed up immediately to check on her children. Upon arrival, she learned her children were being treated as some sort of suspects of a crime. Confused, she began searching for answers. However, her questions would take hours to receive a response. Here's the mother of Courtney and Cottrell McKinley.
What would be your message really to them? Because had you laid there really needing assistance, you probably wouldn't be sitting here right now. You know what I mean? Like, what saved you was the determination to say, let me get up, let me move around.
What saved them was the parents start arriving. Civilians saved them while they were standing, flashing lights, searching for weapons. Civilians saved them. They didn't save them. They start attending to them when I arrived. Like I said, like you say, saw his stepdad. We screaming, where's Courtney? Where's Cottrell? Where's so-and-so? Where? I heard somebody say, I got Selvin, I got Courtney. Like, they start attending to them when the parents start arriving. Like they said, they had no point in helping them at all. They searched my truck over dead bodies before they checked for a pulse.
That's no DLV yet, though.
No, I'm sorry. I had to correct it. Like, the civilians saved him. The woman that allowed them to use the phone. The police that was there did not even try to allow them sympathy to use a phone to call for help.
Yeah, they said you gonna get that one phone call.
If it wasn't for them civilians, they treated them like suspects. They told me that was a crime scene. What crime had been committed? It was an accident. They let them die. What crime had been committed? That's all of it. I still don't have access to my truck. They holding this under investigation. What are you looking for in my truck? They got rammed off. What crime was committed? If it was a crime, where was the detective? What was the news crew? I sat there for about 4 hours. 4 hours. Nobody came to talk to me. I got antagonized.
Just sit right there and I can swing this camera around on you. There you go. Now go.
Nobody came to talk to me. They told me when I arrived on the scene, as I'm screaming out my children's name, they asked me, go get in the truck. Where are you located? I said, okay, I'm going to stay with a calm head because I'm praying. I'm praying for everybody's safety because I didn't really know how bad the accident was. So I went and sit in the truck for about an hour and a half, about an hour and 45 minutes. So I'm like, dang, ain't nobody came up and talked to me. So I get out. I go walk over to the guardrail where they let us, where it wasn't taped off at. So I'm like, hey, that's my truck. Where my kids at? Like, I'm the owner of the truck. Can somebody come talk to me? Like, I'm waiting for answers. Can somebody talk to me? So the officers that was on top, they was like, you disturbing a crime scene. I'm like, how is this a crime scene? What crime was committed? I'm confused. I ain't gotta talk to you. I ain't gotta answer you. You can move away like this. So they steady telling my guy, move her away, move her away. So I said, okay, it's kids involved. I'm gonna let them do their job. They say they gonna come talk to me. So I go back and get in the truck. I'm waiting. I'm calling hospitals. I'm looking for McKinley. They say, give us a minute to process. We had 2 that just came in. So I'm like, okay, cool. So I'm giving them probably like 30 minutes because they asked for 30 minutes. That was the minute. So I gave them more than 30 minutes. So then I jump up. I say, can I please talk to somebody that's in charge, that's willing to talk? By now it's like 2.5 hours that went past. So I still ain't getting no answers. So by now I ripped up the tape. So I go closer to the railing of where the truck is. I'm like, hey, what the officer that said that they was gonna talk to me? I'm the owner of the truck. Like, can I identify my body? Like, get them kids out that truck. Y'all steady searching my truck over dead bodies. Get them kids out that truck. Fuck them. I'm like, them guns belong to me. Them guns belong to them. I say, mostly all these kids, when they graduated, their parents gave them a gift to protect themselves. I know I did. All them guns was in them kids' name. My name. Because I gave my sons guns to protect themselves, not to harm nobody. These are on the road, high school graduates. These guys, they had a future. They was out celebrating life. They was celebrating success.
Little
But
cookies.
they got treated like they were suspects, like they just committed a crime. And from my knowledge, to the police that was there, it was a crime committed, but I still don't know. But all I know is I watched them do nothing. And about 5 o'clock daylight, I just turned to them. I said, give them a round of applause for nothing. They worked asshole backwards.
They ran the cameras from where we was at. They said we was at the riverfront. We was there.
Right, he gonna tell
How did we
me.
commit?
Yeah, he gonna tell me, oh, your kids did not just leave your home because they was down there by the flood. He telling me, oh, well, he ran the traffic cam on my vehicle. And gave me the roundabout because I'm steady saying, let me identify my son because I just gave them the keys to my truck. He's like, no, ma'am, kids change clothes. It took everything inside of me not to spit in this man's face. I said, how dare you be insulting to me? Oh, well, I'm not insulting. Cutting me off. I said, well, if you're not being insulting, you're being sarcastic. I said, at this point in time, I don't need no sarcasm. I said, I'm trying to give you the description of the items that my children had on when they just left my home. I said, it was less than an hour. It felt like basically 10 minutes, but it could have been an hour and a half, less than an hour and a half. Like, they had just left my home, and I'm giving you the description, and you're going to tell me I don't know what my son had on because kids change clothes when they leave out of the eyesight. No, sir, I don't know what type of stereotype that you have of color folks, but this is not that. I've always been in my children's lives. From day one, all they teachers and principals always told me I'm so overprotective. My kids sneeze, I'm coming. My kids went out here terrorizing like high school graduates. He was working at Pepsi. We got our own family business. We janitors. They took a year off school to help with the family business. Like, they got treated all them got something going for themselves. He just had a baby, 7. He worked at Walmart. He had to leave college to come home to attend to his child being born. He wasn't just hurt vandalizing, being a criminal with a firearm. I don't know too much about you, baby, but I know you.
I'm a union carpenter for the union.
Okay.
And Richard he had 2 union jobs.
Right.
Okay.
What would your message be to St. Louis City PD?
Hold on.
My message to St. Louis PD, y'all need to be trained more on taking the proper care of human life, have more humane decency for the color of these kids' skin or the height of their body. Like, y'all trained to shoot and kill, but y'all not more so trained to love and care and sympathize. Y'all need better training on humane life, not tactical training. That's not how you do it.
Well, I could say, just looking at these guys from you know how they view us. They looked at y'all and y'all automatically got stereotyped.
They looked at the
The
gun.
dreads, y'all got the dreads. Y'all got guns.
When they got me out the stretcher, the first thing they said, oh yeah, they said you're about 6'6". I'm like, that's a compliment.
What
I'm
they
like,
got to do with it?
because you stereotype. Like you said, dreads, you African American male, bro.
And y'all had guns. So
Legal.
automatically,
Legal.
Let me tell you something. There was no felon in the car. A felon can't carry a firearm. So what was the crime committed?
We had to call the fire department back and tell them that his
What
body's
channel?
still trapped
What
in
channel?
my
2?
vehicle.
That's what I'm saying, call
If y'all can get their recording of us calling them back at 3:45 in the morning, you will hear the lady say, "Oh, it's people still in there. We just left her." It took for us to call them back. They didn't go back down to the truck where they knew where they had to go. They came up top. They had to get clarification from some officer to go down there. By now, it's fucking daylight. To cut the truck. They didn't go back down where they already knew where the truck was at. They came up top, got clarification from an officer, then reversed back, then came back, and then started sorting them out. They didn't have no intentions on getting them bodies out of my truck. And like I asked them officers, why y'all let us sit here this long? Y'all inciting a riot. Because y'all feel like we don't deserve answers. Because y'all looking at our children like suspects. Like I said, if you would have told me about my child a long time ago, I wouldn't have sat here. It wasn't nothing else I can do. It wasn't your fault. I would have left. I couldn't attend to him till the next morning because I sat there. I sat there in that truck on that Shell's lot, waiting on them to come inform me anything. I get a call from my sister telling me she identified my son. I thought she was playing. Like I said, I called the hospital back. I called the SLU back. Hey, I'm trying to check on the whereabouts, I'm trying to check on the status of Quantrell McKinley. She said, baby, I don't know who keep telling y'all that it's a McKinley here, but ain't no child came through her name, McKinley. So at this point, y'all still ain't gonna tell me my son gone? You just got me sitting here. You inciting a riot. Like, we want answers. You think we don't deserve? We would have been gone. Y'all had us sitting here. Y'all did nothing to get these bodies out my truck for hours. Y'all stood around. We would have been gone. Y'all did not have to let us sit there. Them all that time for us to find out the hard way. When we could have been gone to attend to the kids that was alive. My baby thought that I ain't cared. He thought I blamed him. He still said, Mama, what Quantrell? I'm like, let me get off the phone because I'm still trying to find out. He in the hospital said he calling me worried about, am I mad at him, what Quantrell? I can't tell him because I don't know. Then I don't want to tell him in the hospital room like, your brother dead. Like, he started thinking I didn't love him. I'm sitting there like just waiting. If you would have told me, I would have been gone a long time ago.
While filming this interview, the news broke that a suspect had been named in the crash. Here's the mother's response to that news.
All right. Thank y'all for tuning in to Bob News. You guys listen to the voice of Cam. My current location is going to be the home of a few of the victims of the fatal accident that occurred over the weekend with these young teens, well, young adults, because you guys are a little bit older than teens. All right, so prior to going live, we were reading a report stating that charges have been issued on the person that they're holding responsible for the crash that occurred over the weekend. This is your first time hearing the news, right, Mom?
Yes.
All right, so you just heard the news just as we just did. What are your current thoughts?
I don't know, but how many car accidents have ever been declared?
I just read a new article. They said the school police, the campus security had him in custody.
We just read it. Okay.
They did.
How many car accidents have somebody been charged with wrong criminal action? Is that the cover-up that they used to say that this was an investigation? Because if that's the case, they worked asshole backwards. They did not investigate the Impala until well after. They let people walk through what they called a crime scene across Grant. They let people could have been kicking debris, could have been kicking evidence, everything. So, I'm trying to see, how many automobile car accidents have I ever heard that it was, I'm confused, but I applaud them for wanting to charge him with that or however, but that's a cover-up for the negligence that they gave those boys. Because they treated them like suspects. I don't care. On criminal action with a car, they didn't touch that car until about 5 o'clock in the morning. Why wasn't nobody up here obsessing the cause of the accident less long, getting those bodies out my truck? I'm confused. So, is that why my truck is still being held and I can't get access to my vehicle? Like, They treated my children, these boys, these women that lost their lives, like suspects. Nobody up there gave a condolence, a sympathy, or anything to none of these parents, including myself, when I kept informing, time after time after time, I'm the owner of the vehicle, my 2 boys was in there. I didn't get no, oh, my deepest condolences, I'm sorry for your loss, or anything. But then I go down to the police station, try to obtain some of my information to see why I don't have access to my vehicle. And I even informed them, I was like, you was there that morning. I didn't get I said, y'all couldn't even tell me my son was deceased. I said, let's long, y'all. He was like, my deepest condolence, He's like, but there is clearly, everything was just all over the place, and we couldn't give out that information because I didn't want to give out the wrong child identification and just all lies. If you need me to come down to the city more to identify my child, why can't I identify my child right there? What was the difference? But y'all didn't give a, oh, sorry for your loss, my condolence. Like, y'all treated them like they were suspects, like they had just committed a crime. But this Impala set up her unattended to. Unattended to. Nobody came and assessed it until about 5 o'clock in the morning.
Hearing from this mother, the pressure should be put on St. Louis Metropolitan Police Department to do better with the community. It's tragic enough losing a child, and what this department displayed is just disgusting. On behalf of VOP News, this is Street Talk. See you on the next one.